It's hard to understand the way that you went out. I bet you're living with a little hint of doubt. Maybe next time when you gotta show your hand, you won't cut and run, you'll finally make a stand. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Existential questions always get you down. All you want to know is, are we lost or found? Is there something that you feel you need to chase? I bet you thought you'd put me in my place. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. You can run, you can hide, but inside, I'm finally getting to you. Yes, it's true. I still love you, but I am getting to you.
Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, Guy Next Door.
Me, DK.
And me, Fan.
Bringing you your weekly double tap of all things Space Marines and Laserforce. Hello, gentlemen. How we bloody doing? You guys good?
I mean, I'm continuing my path of FOMO at the moment, but yeah, other than that, it's well, no, I mean, work still sucks and all that, but
What else is new?
yeah, and that's just become a constant source of unfun sucking. So
Unfun
yeah.
sucking.
Correct.
I want to form a punk band.
There is fun sucking,
Yeah.
but that's a topic for the Resupply After Dark.
Correct.
Maybe that's what our ska band should be called, is unfun sucking. That'd be awesome.
But yeah, I mean, other than those two givens, like honestly, everything outside of work right now is pretty decent. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. DK, how you feeling, man? How you feel? We missed you last week.
Feeling okay. So thanks for everybody for bearing with me last week. Just wasn't having a good one in that it wasn't a terrible week overall. So I mean, I guess I'll just explain my thinking process to what was going on, because hey, I gotta air this to somebody because therapy is expensive, and I
and we're cheap. Yeah, I get it.
Show instead. So
Yeah.
whatever.
You got a soapbox, you might as well use it.
Yep. So, I mean, most everybody knows this point because I talked about it on here. If you didn't know, I got diagnosed with a chronic illness earlier this year, which is not the end of the world, but it is,
Hey, minute.
still serious health development and stuff like that. And
Yep.
at the time, I basically, of course, because I'm always imagining worst case scenarios, was completely convinced that I had colon cancer and was prepared to receive a cancer diagnosis and go through this whole rigmarole and things like that. And the fact that I didn't get a cancer diagnosis was like, oh, I was on top of the world for a good few weeks after that. It just felt so much better. But then, like, I had my follow-up call with the doctor about, how I'm doing on my new meds and stuff like that. And the good news is I'm doing great, feeling great, not having the kind of gut issues that I had previously.
Cool.
But there's still the process of there's going to be follow-up appointments. I have to do, tests of various kinds, and then also wants me to come back in for like a follow-up scope sometime in August, which is less invasive than the full colonoscopy, but is still invasive to a certain extent there. So that's not great. Just in terms of the prep for that is never fun, and it also can be a bit of a pain in the wallet. And just thinking about like going forward, every wallet is a prison wallet in America. But just thinking about going forward, like spending money on medications, spending money on diagnostics, and spending money on scopes, that could be like an ongoing process. That could be year after year thing. And just thinking about like what that's actually going to mean going forward. And it was just kind of a little overwhelming because, Than and I don't live in a civilized country that has decent public health insurance, and
correct,
I already pay quite a bit a month for the privilege of only having to shell out like $6,000 a year before hitting my deductible and actually getting stuff covered. Like that was like a $1,600 hit that I took just to get that colonoscopy. Now I'm glad I did it because it gave me a diagnosis. I now have a treatment plan. I got negative cancer results, which I'm a big fan of.
Hooray!
But still, $1,600 is nothing to sneeze at because I'm not a particularly wealthy individual by any stretch. So it's not like it derailed my Auckland plans, but there are things I would have rather spent that money on. Well, just thinking about, the coming years, year after year after year, and some of the meds that I take aren't super cheap either. Fortunately, the main one that I do is pretty cheap, but anyway, it's either here or there. But basically just like rolling through that, the kind of decompression after the school year is over, like that usually takes like a week or two before it kind of sinks in. It's like, okay, I can kind of breathe again. So that combo of factors, it made it kind of a tough week. But on the positive side, like I kind of worked through some things, yay for therapy tools, and then just as a kind of way to reset and recharge the batteries and stuff like that, Erica and I went to our closest national park to here, but one that is less known to a lot of Californians, which is Pinnacles National Park. We went there for about 3 days, and it was great. Got lots of nice pictures, some nice hiking in, get out in nature, refresh your spirits, come back a little bit more revitalized. So I'm back, and at least for the time being, looking forward to positive things. Definitely looking forward to Nats in 6 short weeks. So
close.
I'm flipping you off.
6.5, I guess, we're actually playing the tournament, but
I'm flipping you off for the 6 weeks until Nats that I won't be there for. I'm not flipping you off about the about the better mental health week after taking last week. Let's be very clear about why
you can flip me off for whatever reason you want. Let's go right ahead.
Yeah. I'm all good at uncovering what a terrible person. No, just kidding. Flipping you off. Okay, so Russ is flipping you off for improving your mental health, which is about par for the course with Russ, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very on brand.
He says, "Be miserable like the rest of us."
Well,
I am very. very glad that you were able to, take the time and get away and, get a little recentered and a little, revitalized and all that. And just the general thing of I'm glad that we do have a place where we can share stuff like this. You know, given how much this show has kind of worked on and worked around and worked through, mental issues for all three of us. It's nice that we have a place we can say, hey, yes, this is the real world bullshit that was happening. And I'm glad that this real world bullshit has, kind of worked through, and now you've got some fun stuff to look forward to in 6.5 weeks.
For the time being. I mean, that the fun thing about living with depression and anxiety is sometimes it will just hit you out of nowhere. But,
yeah.
But such is life. The moral of the story is American health insurance sucks. Capitalism is a virus. Viva la revolution.
I'm glad that you've sort of, that it's come to a head now, rather than like still waiting on results, or like still unsure about where things are at whilst you're here, because it would be
wasn't fun either.
It would be such a burden to be
it's
here.
A huge drag.
Yeah, because then it's always in the back of your mind, and it's just it's not fair. It's not fair. Nats is a time for letting
shenanigans,
letting all the other stuff, all the important stuff, putting that to one side and focusing on a child's game for a week.
Well, from what I've read, reducing stress in your life, it may not heal my condition, will probably help keep it under control. So the more I can do to de-stress my life, the better. And I very much considered laser tag and just fun trips to New Zealand a big part of that.
Space Marines tournaments are historically a stress-free environment, so you should be
totally.
It's a different kind of stress. It's like it's good. You have your good cholesterol and your bad cholesterol. Like stress is good stress. Like that's what keeps you sharp. It's stressful because you care, because you want to do well. Versus just like, oh, I'm stressed because my boss is a fucking asshole.
Or I'm possibly dying. One of those.
That's your bad stress. You don't want that.
You don't want that stress.
It's amazing how many problems can be reduced by having less stress in your life.
True story.
Weird how that works.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's I mentioned Laserforce because historically that's what this podcast is mostly about.
Really?
About 60-40.
Which right.
We got some excellent news this week from our ownership at Auckland Laserforce Wairau. They said, hey, do you want to come and play some Laserforce next week? Which, to me...
You, of course, told them no, right?
I almost did, because the normal day we play is a Tuesday, and me and Dan are actually going away on Tuesday night, so I was almost like, yeah, but not this week, which I didn't want to do. So we've moved it a day forwards, and we're going to play on Monday coming, so I am extremely excited because I've been waiting for those words for... I mean, I think we were doing a stream the other night, we're building some Lego, and Mr. Doom said that he checked out the last time he played at Auckland, at Wairau Laserforce, and it was November last year, which I think might be the same for the rest of us. So, I didn't you don't really think about how long it's been until he's like, oh yeah, I checked. It was last year when we played last.
But that makes sense because you guys would have played, and then the owners all went away basically for the
month, holidays,
for Christmas holidays, and then came back, and you guys were starting to figure out when a thing was going to happen, and then you had storms. So no, that makes sense that it would have been 6 to 7 months since you guys would have played because of the timing of everything.
Yeah.
Oof.
Which again, it does make sense, but we haven't really thought about it, that it's been kind of that amount of time. And we obviously we played. I played a couple of times. I played like a couple of basically 1v1s versus Virus when he came down, because you kind of have to. But prior to that, I did play in Brisbane as well, just on the I Play Laserforce website. Yeah, 8th of November was when we last played at Laserforce Auckland. I got to play in March in Brisbane. We played with Virus, and then we did another members night type situation out at Botany, with Virus as well. So we have played a little bit of tag, but we haven't played at home for a long time. So
November 8th. I think I've had 3 lasers trips since then.
yeah, exactly.
Gee.
People play tag beans, of course they do sometimes. Yeah, it's been since 2019 since you played. Oh, so I'm so looking forward to. Have you bought your plane ticket yet? We're gonna get to that, but have you bought a flight yet? God damn it! I think you're the only one that I don't know has a flight yet. But yeah, so they're reopening for us. Okay, phew. They're reopening for us on Monday. We're gonna go in for any local players that are currently watching. Ben, I see you. They have asked if we can help them out with some stuff. So they want to know like whereabouts they could brighten the maze. They want to know where we should hang like low ceiling signs, like just all that kind of stuff. To kind of help with them reopening the site for the general public. So we'll be playing as much as we possibly can on Monday, but we'll also be helping them out with a few things, just placement and just getting stuff kind of new and reopened and ready to go.
It's very exciting.
One of the things that
that's so cool.
It's so cool. I couldn't help myself. I was out and about yesterday and I drove past there, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go in. So
of course, as you do.
I went in and had a yarn with the owners. One of the things that I spoke about, they currently have a CCTV system set up for in the maze already. Those cameras were pointed at the red base, the green base, and then like a couple other random spots in the maze. Mostly there for public to see their kids running around in the maze and stuff in the foyer. They have said that we can repurpose those cameras for nats. So they are going to. We're going to show them on Monday where I would like the cameras pointed to, and we'll probably have them pointed at both directions into disco. And if we can, we'll have them. The other two will be upstairs. They've also talked about putting in some additional cameras as well. I said, look, we really, 4 cameras is like the minimum, really, looking at 2 entrances of where the resupplies sit. But, any more, they basically become a bonus. So we're going to work our way towards having those cameras available to switch between whilst we do commentary at Nats. So for whoever's Resupply Podcast, whoever's going to be working the commentary, I'll give crash course on how to kind of switch between cameras and stuff as well for people. So that's real exciting. Really, really excited. So yeah, we use OBS as it has been. I might look at it's more about how we get the feed from their DVR system to my PC, because I'm going to be taking my PC down there for the week, because it's just easier to run everything with my computer rather than a shitty laptop or
Well, and that way everything is set up. I mean, everything is already set up on your computer. You don't have to reconfigure stuff. And I just and as you say, your desktop is fucking beefy, so you're not gonna run into weird resource issues.
Yeah,
as far as that goes, that is all very exciting.
Yeah, really, really cool. It'll make at least for our tournament scene, might be one of the most in-depth coverage that we've had in the net so far. So we've talked about it before. Aussie titles kind of set the standard. but they were coming at things from a non-Space Marine centric tournament, and
Right.
for us, you know, we had a few things that we could have changed to make it so that the cameras were in different, like not necessarily base, looking at the bases, but rather the resupplies. Will the commentary be somewhere where everyone can access and talk? Yes.
Yes-ish or yes.
That not sure yet. Unsure yet.
Maybe TBD on that.
Yeah, just because the foyer has changed quite a bit, because they've ripped out their main reception area and have changed the configuration. So it looks to be in a place where you can't access it without walking kind of through the armory and around through the reception area. So, but at the same time, I don't want my PC to be exposed to the general public. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, well, and you know, while there is a certain charm to, you know, anybody being able to, you know, jump on and jump off as commentary, there's also some challenges with that as well. You know, just in terms of, you know, I'm not going so I can say this. Some people are just really fucking terrible at it, and so having those, you know, kind of your set people that are going to do it, you know, to my mind makes a little more sense than having it, you know, free range access for everybody. But that's, you know, just me and my continued bitterness of not going. So
I like the
Or
idea.
you have to find a way to log fans' audio into it so he can just do commentary for the entire week, and that's how he will get to live vicariously.
Honestly, that's doable. Through the system that we're currently using through Video Ninja, that's definitely doable. Can we get a walkthrough?
Look, you don't want shitty commentary, Than. I think you just volunteered yourself. Good job.
Yeah, just take. Yeah, he's
We'll
like,
get your shitty commentary instead.
Hey, I have never made any claims that my commentary is anything but trash. So
we need Wolfie to come down. Wolfie, like, just get on a plane. And I mean, I'd imagine you prefer to play, but like, I'd like her to be on the commentary like all week if I could. Yeah.
That'd be helpful.
Yeah, hell yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, so that's the other thing. If I had money to give you, I'd definitely get you to come down.
And we're just gonna try to quick Elam Morange every game, so that way Morange can go on for the commentary also.
Yeah. So can we get a walkthrough video on Monday? So the maze itself hasn't changed. I can see about doing one. I'd rather wait to do that video for when they are ready to reopen, so that everything is like, it looks
painted.
nice. There's not, you know, construction shit still lying around. I'll wait till they get everything nice, and then we'll look at what to do that. Because they might want to do a promo video anyway, so maybe we roll that into that. I don't know. I'm not a videographer, but I dabble.
I'm not a videographer, but I play one on the internet.
yeah. It's on my CV. Are you having mics on the arena cams? No. So these are pure CCTV cameras. There's no audio on them. The audio that we'll be relying on will be through capture card to get the game audio. Hey mate, I'm talking. Do I come to your little box and scratch around when you're doing your business? No, I don't.
Wow, he very much wanted to make his point known that that he's just not going to take it anymore.
Yeah, he's sick of it.
And
Welcome to the cat supply.
The snippets you've seen from the extra page kind of tease some changes. Yeah, so so here's the thing. If they do have changes and they want to remain a secret, then we might have to keep the secret intact. You'll see it eventually.
Yeah, and it's not and even if there are changes, Saul, it's not like it's a big maze.
You'll be sweet.
I think you're gonna be fine. I think anybody who has never been there, even without a walkthrough, should be able to pick the Auckland maze up pretty quickly. I'm just throwing that out there.
Auckland home team quad advantage secret. I thought
Secret strats.
Before I read it, I saw it in the corner of my eye, and I thought it said Team Skeets. No, I was like,
Oh no.
that's weird.
So we're back to the good sucking.
So yeah, there's exciting things happening. I can't wait to play some Space Marines on Monday. We'll talk about it obviously on the podcast next week. Assuming that I'm pretty sure we've got a show next week. I'm around, so we're having a show. It's kind of how this works.
Yeah, as long as you're here and can broadcast, we can figure out the co-host.
Yeah, I'm. It's gonna suck when AI eventually replaces me as the co-host for the resupply, but until then, I'll rock the mic as long as need be. Right. I think that's all about the May stuff. If you guys have any questions about it, feel free to ask. But let's talk.
We may or may not answer.
Let's talk a little bit.
Well, I was gonna say, based on your comment about the cameras, it sounds like the overall flow of the arena isn't gonna change that much. If upstairs and the green disc are still the main resupply areas.
So if you haven't already, if in your preparation for Nats, and we'll add this to the checklist that we're about to go into, go to the Auckland Laserforce YouTube page and watch back some of the old first person FPV, there we go, FPV Space Marines games that we've recorded in the past. There's enough videos on there to show you how to play our arena roughly from all point of views of each position, and also how not to play our arena in those positions as well. The layout is more or less the same. There's a couple of minor changes, but pretty much everything is as it should be. If it's just standard Mario Shooter commentary, it's going to be a bunch of football commentary. I mean,
yes, that is something that would happen. Yeah,
you won't get a soul because you'll be here playing lasers.
Correct.
The only thing that I haven't figured out is how we're gonna do the recap pods each day, but maybe we just record those from site, like we did in Sacramento. Especially because nobody has.
I don't know. It's a pretty long walk back to my hotel room. So.
Yeah, none of us have to travel half an hour to get back to our accommodations, so it kind of works out really well. Speaking of ages away to your accommodation. We thought this week we would talk a little bit about what you should have been doing or should be done or make sure you need to get done before you travel to my fine country, Aotearoa, New Zealand, for Nats this year. Did you guys
Step one, buy plane ticket.
Yeah,
Let's
Than.
start there.
Buy a plane ticket.
Yeah, so steps 2 through whatever do not apply to me because step 1 isn't happening.
So don't be like Than. Accomplish step 1.
Correct. This is one of the few times where I'm gonna say don't be like me. Yes. Complete step 1. Buy the ticket.
So I've got a list of stuff, but I mean, people don't want to hear me talking for the next fucking 40 minutes. Did you guys write down some stuff, or do you want me to go through a couple of things first, and we'll just kind of?
Introduce the topic. We'll make fun of you or riff off of it.
Okay.
I think it's impressive that you think I write anything down for this show. That's
you like list, Jen? Oh boy, have I got a list for you. I had an idea for. I'll tell you guys after because we might end up doing this on the pod. If you bring Jacinda a cake, you don't need a passport. Who's Jacinda? Does she somebody's auntie or something? I don't know. So the first thing, aside from you need a plane ticket, make sure your passport is up to date.
For Americans, passport, visa, travel insurance.
So
those are the 3 biggies.
Yeah, those are the big 3. If you don't have those 3, you're not going to win a championship. You need for I think I don't think Australians need to do anything in regards let me rephrase that. Australians don't need to do anything regarding visas. you probably don't need travel insurance, but I mean, if you want to get it just to be safe, you're here for a couple of weeks, so it might pay to get it. Anyone traveling from the States absolutely needs to get travel insurance. Absolutely needs to get the NZETA, which is the temporary entrance visa. I don't know how that works for anyone from what's specifically for Marcus and Lucy, but I'm pretty sure both. I mean, they both have. Marcus has already done it before, so he knows what he's doing. Lucy's pretty onto it. I'm pretty sure she's got everything she needs. So, yeah, it's mostly for you useless Americans. Make sure you get the big three.
Yeah, and honestly, like if it's so it's June 9th/June 10th, depending upon where in the world you're watching this, as we're recording this. Honestly, if your passport isn't as up to date as it needs to be right now, you probably fucked.
Yeah.
Like you are probably up
And
a creek without
expedited, I
that.
think is expedited. I think is still minimum 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow,
so
yeah.
really?
You would be coming in just at the skin of your teeth if you really did that. But
We got
I all the Americans I've talked to have that sorted. So
when my dad got first diagnosed with cancer, me and Dan decided really last minute to fly to Oz. And we didn't realize when we booked the flights, like we were basically flying out the next day, and we didn't realize her passport was expired, and
Oh, no.
they managed to reissue her passport within 24 hours. It was crazy efficient, like insanely efficient. I was so surprised that they happened to do that.
unfortunately, we are only one of those things in the States. So
Accurate.
Australia and New Zealand could do that. US not so much. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. Yeah. So that's a good point. Jen said if you need your passport here for proof of ID. The legal drinking age here is 18, which I'm pretty sure everyone traveling here is at least that age, if not older. So you need to bring your passport as your ID. I don't think driver's license or anything like that is gonna cut it.
No, we got caught out by that actually in Australia, and I think it was in 2018. Some people went to buy alcohol, and they tried to hand over their driver's licenses, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
what is this American driver's license? So New Zealand obviously
they
routes
didn't
the
card
same
me.
thing.
I guess I am getting old.
They're like, that guy's had a camera in him. He doesn't need ID.
Hey, I didn't have a camera in me at the time. It was
Oh,
2018.
yeah.
I was still a spring chicken at the time.
Yeah, so that's another thing. Legal gambling age here is 21, which, okay, whatever. You could drink at 18, but you can't.
You have to learn how to be drunk before you go gambling.
Yeah.
You don't want combining those things too much is a recipe to lose a lot of money.
True story. But same deal. If you're going to the casino here, Auckland has a casino. There is talks of maybe doing a casino night on the Saturday night after the tournament. But if you want to get in, you need to be 21 and you need to have your passport if you are a traveler. I think even like Australians now like can't get in on their driver's license.
It's gonna suck ass carrying around that stupid booklet everywhere.
Yeah. What you want to do? You want to get yourself one of those body wallets, one of those like flesh-colored body wallets, and then you put it in there. And then basically, if you want to show your ID, you have to take your top off, and then
Borrow one from my folks. It'll be that and the fanny pack. I'll just go full dad mode.
Don't put your passport into your prison wallet. That's how that goes.
Velcro is your friend, kids. As a prison wallet, yeah, my fleshy prison wallet. One other thing that all travelers need to be aware of, it may not be an issue, but just in case, I'm gonna post this link in chat. This one here. So they are talking about replacing the paper immigration forms with online ones. However, I don't think it comes into effect until August for travelers to Auckland. However, keep an eye on that link before you leave.
It says from July 2023.
Yeah,
so,
I
like,
did a little
we
bit
mean-
more digging. It's other
Yeah.
places in New Zealand that is from like mid-July. Auckland is, I think, like the 10th.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
of
travelers
August.
arriving in Auckland Airport will be able to complete an online declaration later in August 2023.
Now that might change, so just keep an eye on it. It probably is not going to apply, but just in case, keep an eye on that link. So maybe
And
I'll
since
just go
they're
for that,
phasing it in, I wouldn't be surprised if they still have like the paper system as a backup. So I don't think you're gonna be screwed. If
I
you
think
don't-
it says
if you don't
like
get it done.
yeah, I think it says on there, and they'll tell you on the plane as well, like
Mhm.
if you need to do it, and you could do it in the airport. So
Yes.
just-
So one other note for Americans: remember when you're filling out any forms that are related to customs and stuff like that, because we are going to a civilized country, it goes day, month, year,
Mm-hmm.
not month, day, year.
why do they do month, day, year? That's the dumbest thing.
I guess just like
have you met our country?
people say that it's quote unquote like, well, you always say that you're going on July 3rd, not 3 July. I'm just like, okay, but it's increasing
Yeah.
the like length quantity
Yeah.
over as you as,
Yeah, day is smaller than
Whatever.
month, which is smaller than year.
we can't even get the metric system in. Our cars still get 40 rods to the hogshead, and that's just the way we likes it.
Why do we use miles per hour in feet? No idea. Your country is all about feet. I don't know. Yeah, exactly right. So, like, yeah, it's 6th of February. What? I don't know why that date is relevant. That's almost the Super Bowl. I don't know. Don't like it. Go back to Russia. Okay. Okay. Freedom. All right.
Yeah. So one of the other things for people who are traveling,
Oh, wait.
You know,
6th of February. That's on your day.
yeah, everybody, has a cell phone at this point. You need to make a decision with your cell phone if you're coming from the U.S. Most phones now are carrier unlocked to start with, meaning you can put a SIM card in from any carrier. So you have to decide if you're going to pay the extortionate roaming fees from your U.S. carrier, which in some cases can make sense, but in general, don't do that. Or you're going to buy a prepaid SIM at the airport, where they generally actually have some pretty good deals historically, and you're going to pop that into your phone and basically pay $50 New Zealand for the entire time that you're in New Zealand for cell phone service. Because the reality is people don't really text. Most communication is Messenger, WhatsApp, whatever, various forms of data driven communication.
You still need a network for that, though.
Yes, you still need a network, which is why you get a local SIM and don't pay the extortionate roaming fees from U.S. carriers.
So,
I work for a U.S. carrier. Our roaming fees are less extortionate than they used to be, but they're still not great.
They're still pound you in the ass rates.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like
Auckland's-
$10 a day, which is
Ooh.
not as bad as it used to be, but still not great.
Yeah.
So if you can since everybody that's going down is going to be down for at least a week, it is more cost effective to just get a prepaid SIM. Just get a prepaid SIM.
Just get a prepaid SIM. So they've got Wi-Fi at the airport, but New Zealand doesn't have like a lot of free Wi-Fi around the place, with the exception of like Macca's, McDonald's.
Here, I was just commenting on how civilized you are. No free
Well, we
Wi-Fi?
like to be
I'll
outside,
take it back.
not connected to the internet. Yeah. So yeah. I don't use WhatsApp, and I don't use, what was the other thing? Beans Google Voice. I don't have any of that stuff. I got Facebook Messenger. That's about it. But yeah. So your hotel should be sweet. The lasers don't have public Wi-Fi. So if you, you'll
There
be
you go. So
you'll
you
be
need a
at
SIM
the
card.
site. You'll be at site most of the day. They don't have Wi-Fi available, at least not at the moment. So yeah, best network in New Zealand, probably Spark. 2 degrees is okay. 1NZ, formerly known as Vodafone. 1NZ is the dumbest name change I've ever seen. Their logo sucks.
That's asinine.
It's really dumb.
Someone should have told the makers of D&D.
Wow, that was impressive, bro. I like that. Well done.
But yeah,
I got it, even if Steve-O didn't.
I didn't get it. Spark's probably the way to go.
It's smart. It's a smart joke for a smart audience.
Oh, that rules.
Oh fuck. Well, that's a problem.
Yeah, Spark's probably the way to go. Do some research before you come here. Have a look and see. There's also they do like deals when you go through duty free. So I'm sure. Yeah, it's very, very easy to buy some. Very, very easy to buy some. Get the skinny branded Sims are on the Spark network. There you go. Stallion knows. I don't know. I haven't paid for my own cell phone for a long time, so whatever. Suck it. So yeah. Right. Next thing. Make sure that you have accommodation booked. If you haven't already sorted out where you are staying, do that. Most of us, including myself, will be staying at the Aristotle during the week. There's not a lot of unfortunately there's not many locals have put their hand up as like beds.
Crash pads.
Yeah. Just, and that's fine. People's circumstances are as they are. I'm going to be staying at the Aristotle during the week, so I've already taken one of your available rooms. Suck it. But yeah, if you don't want to stay there, find an Airbnb. Before you book an Airbnb, let me know what suburb you're looking at, because I can tell you what traffic likes in those areas, how far away things actually are. I think when we were talking about the triple threat accommodation, Marcus was like, oh, this place is only 20 minutes away, and it was like Onehunga, which
is not 20 minutes in any way, shape, or form.
No, if
ever.
you're traveling like at 10 p.m. at night, then maybe. But yeah, definitely not any time you want to be traveling. So just
anything south of the Harbor Bridge, just no.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Don't go south of Harbor Bridge. But yeah, just let me know before you book, and I can tell you if it's the place. Otherwise, just come stay with us at the Aristotle. It's easier. Share a room with someone if you need to. But yeah. Last minute rooms open up over the week. There you go. Sweet.
And so
sounds like my bed's available. No, get fucked.
Yeah. And a corollary with the whole, making sure that you have accommodation booked. Also make sure that your travel budget includes money for food. Now I realize this sounds like a very, very asinine thing to have to say, because eating is important. People generally like to not be hungry. But have we had instances in the past where people have made international trips and showed up in a foreign country with literally $20 to their name, and then
down to their last dollar,
and then expected everybody else to basically float them and cover them and feed them? Why, yes, we have. So because we have had abject stupidity happen around money and travel, we have to actually make it a point to say, hey, make sure you've got money to eat, and don't rely on the kindness of strangers or teammates. Because while people probably will help to an extent, you're gonna engender a lot of really, really, really pissed off people.
Yeah, if you don't mind being the most hated person at the tournament, like, go hard. But it's not a great way to be on holiday. It's everyone looks at you like, ugh, yuck, that person. Don't talk to me because I bet you asking for food.
Yeah, also, don't accidentally pay for the entire caravan park week because you wanted to get into the cabin 2 hours early and then completely mess up Al's plans because he was going to put it on a prepaid card.
Yeah, talk to Al before you book anything. Fuck you, TK.
Yeah, fuck me for paying for the room. What a dick I was.
What an absolute jerk. What was the other thing? Okay, here's a semi. Well, not even semi. Here's a semi. Here's a important
Go
one.
along with
Make sure you check your medication. If you need medication, you take medication on the regular. Make sure you have enough to last you for the trip here. I found that even simple things like we at the main kind of painkiller here in New Zealand.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
Cheers.
fine.
The main kind of
No lights. No lights. That's disappointing.
Oh, hang on.
Water sucks.
There we go.
It really, really sucks.
Much better. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right if the blue light doesn't go off.
It has. I don't know what's going on with my lights. They sometimes work, sometimes don't. I have to open up the hood. But what I was saying was, like the main painkiller here in New Zealand, the over-the-counter painkiller here, is Panadol, which is paracetamol, and I didn't realize that that you guys don't have paracetamol in the States.
It's Tylenol.
Well,
It's what-
yeah,
it's the same thing.
acetaminophen, right?
Yeah, but it's the same basic class of drug though.
Yeah, so I didn't know that when I traveled. Do we have rapid gel? No, we don't. We got deep heat. Got deep heat. Get yourself some deep heat. Make sure you have your prescription on you when you're going through customs. That's a great point,
Yep.
Ben. Have your scripts and stuff in order. Now we have medical marijuana here in New Zealand. It's not the same kind of medical marijuana where I have pain, here's my prescription, give me marijuana. Like
Shots fired.
Yeah, like they have in California. I know you Californians just go and take your hippie meds at the beach.
Well, it's recreationally legal in California now, so it
I'm
doesn't
talking
matter.
about back in the day. Back in the
Yeah,
day.
back in the day.
But it is legal here. I actually just found out where there is a medical cannabis dispensary here in Auckland, specifically on the North Shore.
Why is dispensary in quotes? That's what it is.
Yeah, but it's not the same kind of dispensary. I like it seems a little bit more like there's more hoops. I don't know what their situation is like. I haven't used them before. I don't know if you're able to get medical marijuana if you have a prescription for it from overseas. I don't know what that's like. If you do,
I would be
I'm gonna
really
guess
skeptical
no.
of that.
well, where I was going,
I'm gonna guess no.
where I'm going with that is if you have a prescription and you use medical marijuana on the regular where you are from, maybe get in contact. The business was called Cannabis Clinic. Head to Cannabis Clinic on the North Shore. And maybe flip them a message.
Not sponsored, not an ad.
Yeah, no. If you,
Although maybe we should be.
if you do use cannabis without you don't have a prescription, you're gonna need to find someone who can procure it for you. I don't know who that would be.
We don't encourage illegal activity.
We don't
here
encourage.
on the Resupply.
That's right.
I've been asked to read a legal statement.
But somebody might be able to sort you out. I don't know who though. You're gonna have to do your own research on that.
Right. Google drug dealer.
Why did Steve's face pop up? I believe you can do some digging later if you'd like to. Oh, Ben, that would be amazing actually if you could. I know there are some people in our community that do actually. And all joking aside, there are people that use cannabis as pain medication or whatever, do have prescriptions for it in the States. It would be a really handy thing to know. But yeah, I mean, do your own research before you come. But yeah, it is illegal here unless you have a prescription for it. So, just bear that in mind. It is worth talking about, just so you know.
Yeah, but are the people in Auckland cool though?
Yeah, of course we are. Look how long my hair is. I'm a cool guy. Yeah, he's cool. What else? Okay, going to the pros, exactly right. That's that stuff. The stuff that you kind of need. Is there anything else that you guys? That's all I had on my list at the moment. The big three: passport, travel insurance, visas. Keep an eye on the traveler declaration. Make sure you have your accommodation. Bring money. Bring ID. And bring your medication. GND's here is only long due to the length of time since the last charity stream. What, a year? Yeah, that was a year ago, mate. The last one. Suck it.
I'm still just jealous that you can grow a proper head of hair. So
I'm alright with it too. Right, some general tips for you traveling players who are coming to stay in Auckland. And this applies to people who are staying at Aristotle Hotel, because I think that's the majority of the traveling players. I think the only people that aren't are the Brisbane people, and that's because they're better than everyone else. But for everyone staying at the Aristotle, when you arrive into the country, and I've already talked to some of you about this because some of you are getting in at real shitty times of the morning. What's up? Oh, Glader, happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday to you. I saw it's your birthday today. I hope you have a fucking awesome day.
Happy birthday, Glader.
I can't wait to see you, man. It's gonna be cool. I had the Facebook memories pop up and I was like, I've traveled the world with Glader. I've been to a lot of places with Glader.
Yeah, that would be accurate. Yeah, for sure.
Right. What else? Oh yeah, 2 a.m. What kind of dick flies in at 2 a.m.? But so if you are staying at the Aristotle, when you fly in, you can either bus. Oh, here we go. Ministry of Health link on medical cannabis. Traveling with medicinal cannabis products. Okay. Entering New Zealand, if you are traveling, you may bring medical cannabis product into New Zealand only if the product's been prescribed to you by a doctor. You have a copy of the prescription or letter from your doctor stating you have been treated with the product. You declare the product. You carry the product in its original labeled container, not a baggie. Don't bring it in a baggie.
Well, you can't board a flight in the U.S. with it anyway, so that's not going to apply in our case.
Don't roll it up in a tinfoil fucking tinny and then bring it over with you. That's dumb.
Sink it to the bottom of a shampoo bottle like the rest of us. Come on.
Yeah, shelf that, if you know what I'm talking about. All you druggies out there know what I'm talking about when I say shelf that.
Once again, the Resupply does not endorse any related activity.
Check that
It's
link
not
out.
Singapore, but don't smuggle drugs, people.
Yeah.
You won't go to jail for life, but it's just rule of thumb: don't take weed on a plane.
Well, or also, even non-prescription meds, don't take them in non-original containers.
Yeah.
Because that also can cause some problems, and you getting sweated at trying to go through customs, and them kind of going, are we just going to send you back? So
well, so we
do the things.
We had like naturopath prescribed medications and stuff when I think Dan was taking some stuff, and they did, like, she needed to take the full like letterhead statement and all that kind of stuff when we were and it was just Australia. So yeah, just be mindful of if you bring a medication, make sure it's not in a sandwich bag, and there's probably a letter from
that
your
actually is helpful
physician.
for me, because it's not something that I would have thought about previously. Not that I would have put in an unlabeled thing, but that I should probably keep the actual script from my doctor.
Absolutely.
Well.
Yeah. Just in case. It's probably fine, but just in case.
Yeah.
Plus, if you get here, if something happens to it in transit and you have the prescription on you, you can get stuff while you're here.
That's true.
So it's just good rule of thumb. Make sure your medication is in order. Otherwise, bad things happen. Maybe learn people's real names and not just a bunch of code names. It's become less of an issue these days because you know, Facebook is a thing.
Yeah, 2003, it was a huge fucking problem, let me tell you.
I tell people that story all the time. All the time.
I'm glad that my misery getting through customs via my own stupidity has provided you hours of entertainment for other people. I'm happy that that's a thing.
Have you heard that story, Stallion? I think we told on the podcast like the other week. Do we have like? I don't know. Oh, actually, yeah, you haven't been here, so whatever. Maybe I'll tell you in person. Ask me in person.
I'm pretty sure I've told this story on the podcast, but
Wouldn't surprise me.
It's been a while. The TLDR is do not take the following steps when you land. Do not
punch the
end
mic.
up waiting. Yep. Yeah. First, do not hit your mic when you're on a podcast. First, do not wait until 8 hours after you land to go to clear customs. Do not have pain medication in not the original container, because in my case it was Aleve, but it wasn't real Aleve, it was generic Aleve, so it is literally just a little blue pill.
It's just crushed up and like you do lines of it.
No, just
it's like a little picture of a chicken on it.
Yeah, and last but not least, do not just have a list of names and numbers on a piece of paper that is literally code names and phone numbers. Do not do those three things when you land, and your life will be infinitely easier clearing customs.
Yeah. It's so funny. Right. What was I saying? We're talking about whilst you're staying here. So whilst you're staying here, if you're getting in at a reasonable time of the day, you can either relatively easily bus from the airport to the accommodation. There is a major bus station in Sunnyside, which is the next suburb over, and it's I think about a 50-meter, 100 and whatever foot walk from the bus stop, like the major bus stop, to Aristotle Hotel.
Is that all?
Tall order.
Yeah, it's very, very close. You could catch a couple of buses and be there. It'll probably take you a little while. If you've got the funds, you could catch an Uber. It's going to cost you more, but it'll get you there quicker.
It's funny how that works.
During the week, Auckland is a very spread out town. However, because Aristotle Hotel is right there, I checked it out. It's 850 feet or 260 meters away from Laserforce, so that is about a 3-minute walk.
That's so far. I don't know. I don't know how anybody is going to deal with that commute every morning and night. It's fucking terrible. It's unacceptable.
It's real, like it's really close for during the week. So for Nats, for the actual tournament, you won't need a car Monday to Friday. The only exception is if you decide you want to go out and do some stuff in the wider areas away from the site at nighttime, which really only matters like probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, I think we're playing like longer days most likely. So
yeah.
Slightly, not that much longer, but yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. That will be 10 minutes by Tuesday. I don't know.
As people's legs are like, oh my god, all these ramps. What the fuck are we doing? We're so old and we're playing this game. Fuck.
Yeah. There is a supermarket within. I measured it out. It's a 10-minute walk. I think it was what's that? I don't know. It was like 800 meters away from Aristotle. So there is a supermarket within very close walking distance to the hotel.
So it's about a half mile. That's
Thereabouts.
Easy enough.
As a mom, I hate supermarkets. There is also like plenty. There's like a dozen, maybe 2 dozen restaurants within like throwing distance from the hotel. There's a Burger King right next door. There's like
Yes, that's why I'm going to Auckland to eat Burger King.
there's a Subway like in the same car park, and then across the road there's a Asian food food court. There's also like Japanese.
I'm just impressed
restaurant.
that Asian food court is still there.
Oh,
That's
it's a
fucking
staple.
Awesome.
It's a staple.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There is a Denny's about probably a 10-minute walk. You've got to walk past Lasers to get to the Denny's, but there is a Denny's within walking distance. There's an English
there
pub.
it is.
There's a Filipino restaurant. There's Japanese restaurant, Indian restaurants. Heaps of food available. There's a cafe that the Brisbane guys were obsessed with for some reason. Again, within 10 minutes. Burger King still in the corner. Yeah. So there's heaps of food places around, and then the supermarket is right there if you need to buy supplies for the week or whatever, like water or whatever. Lasers themselves don't have food available. They've got chocolate bars and chips and stuff. They sell drinks and stuff. It's going to be probably cheaper to go to, well, not probably, it'll be cheaper for you to go to the supermarket if you want to buy all that stuff. Food here, especially food that you might find very cheap in America, is not very cheap here. Stuff like, you know, Gatorade or like bulk water or all that kind of stuff is quite a bit more expensive here than it is in the States. It's not crazy.
It's getting pretty expensive. It's getting pretty expensive here too. So,
Right.
But you figure with the exchange rates, we're getting favorable
Exactly right.
value on the dollar. So just think about it in terms of you're going to pay New Zealand prices, but change just the dollar amount in your head to
Yeah,
the US.
The number is bigger, but the exchange makes it about the same, usually. Yeah. There is a Costco here. I don't know anyone with a Costco card. But, I mean, oh, well, there you go. It might work. You could go get a drum of mac and cheese if you want that for the week.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. You got a Costco card too? There is a Gilmore's nearby, which is essentially New Zealand's Costco, I think. I have a card for there if people want to go there. And it's actually not that far from Lasers. It's kind of a couple of suburbs over. See you, Stallion. Thanks for hanging out, bro.
Later.
What else? To get to town, if you wanted to take a bus, it's about a 10-minute bus ride, 20-minute bus ride into town. Goes direct, pretty easy. Public transport here is pretty safe. Wandering around town, depending on what time of night it is, can be a little bit sketchy. It's gotten a little bit dearo in the CBD. Nothing too bad. Nobody has a gun here, so you don't have to worry about somebody shooting you.
Just stabbings. Yay.
Yeah, just stabbings. You know, it's fine.
Just practice good city street smarts.
Yeah.
Don't be a complete idiot.
Don't walk around with
That's
a
all I can
map.
say.
If you have a map, first of all, why do you have a map? I don't think anyone uses physical maps anymore.
Everybody has a map now.
Yeah,
It's not.
That's why you want to get yourself a SIM card, so you don't have a big tourist map. There's heaps of stuff to do in town. So like, you know, if you decide, hey, it's Wednesday night, let's get saucy. We could go we could catch a bus to places. I'll be with you guys for the week at the hotel, so I can kind of show us around. If you do end up wanting to do public transport, there is a thing here called the AT travel card, hop card. You want to get yourself one of those because you can preload it. You need a hop card to travel on public transport here. And I think it's like $20. You know, you get $20 worth of credit and a card or something like that. I don't know.
Probably something else you can get at the airport.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know about that. Probably.
Well, if you have to catch a bus from the airport,
Yeah,
I would think
surely.
they'd have it available.
I never thought about it, but surely you can get a hop card from the airport.
Yeah.
If not, bad design.
Yeah, I was about to say if you can't get the thing that lets you get onto the thing to get other places. Yeah, that's a terrible user experience as far as that goes.
Hey, look,
so,
I don't fucking make this shit. Like, just have a yarn with the government.
Don't
whatever.
at me, bro.
At hop card load into Apple Wallet for Tappy Tappy.
maybe.
It's not a sentence I know.
Russ, you would have to, research that yourself because Steve-O's not going to know that.
I don't know
like
any
at
of
all.
I know ad hop, and then you lost me.
JJ, really? Okay.
Please don't break any bones while you're here. You'll be on the orthopedics ward in the hospital, so you have to deal with you. Wait, what? Aren't you playing in the tournament?
Maybe he means the week after.
Oh yeah.
I hope.
Hopefully.
I hope.
Because that'd be news to me that you're not playing the tournament. Right.
Where's the meow? It was a drive-by meow. He
She's
hopped
not
up,
coming.
he meowed, he popped in.
Rusty will screws me up again or schedule or something. Yeah, exactly right. It'll be fine. Just for general housekeeping, the tournament costs $200 per person. The
200 Kiwi, not bad.
Yeah, the accommodation at least I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Accommodation costs for afterwards when we're at the beach is $45 per person per night. So if you're staying with us when we go away, which everyone who's coming on the road trip should be staying with us, at this stage, and I'm just having a yarn with my cousin because she manages 2 parks now. One in Papamoa Beach, which is where we were originally staying. One in Rotorua, which is where we are traveling to each day, which is about an hour away. If we can cut out the travel time and go stay at the park over there, and then it might work out better. I just don't know what the cost of that is. But at this stage, it's $45 per person per night.
But staying at a hotel on the beach, also not terrible. Might be worth driving an hour.
Yeah, there are so many worse things than staying at accommodation on the beach.
So we'll be fine.
We'll be fine. So the difference is the one at the beach is eight. They sleep 8. I think it's like one or two bunk rooms and then like a double room or something. The ones in Rotorua sleep less people. How many nights are we there? Sunday night. So it
might be a bit pricier.
Monday night, Tuesday night, check out Wednesday.
So 3 nights.
Yeah. On the Wednesday, we at this stage, my plan will be to leave the park, go over to Taupo, which is between 1 to 2 hours, depending on which area we're staying in. We're going to check out the lake, we'll check out the falls, we'll check out the local disc golf course there, because their one is quite awesome. If you aren't into that sort of stuff, they have bungee jumping, they have skydiving, there's a bunch of stuff to do around there. If you want, you could go check out Central Plateau, which that whole area is where our major North Island ski fields are. We'll actually be able to see the mountains and stuff from the lake. It's very, very beautiful.
Yes, it is.
So that you can go hiking and stuff through there if you have the time. Yeah, all that stuff. Taupo is beautiful, but my plan is to check out lake, check out the falls, and then play around a disc golf, maybe 2, depending on who wants to do that. All of that stuff is free, which is nice.
Hooray
for free.
Other than petrol. Kick in for petrol for your drivers.
That's right. Speaking of which, we have the events page set up on Facebook. So we've started essentially a conversation in there about the after tournament travel stuff. If you're not in there, you should be. And there are some people who are hiring vehicles. If you don't have a ride sorted as of yet for the after travel, make sure you reach out and get yourself a seat. I've got a full car. Pretty sure Oakley has a full car at this point.
My understanding, yeah.
Pretty sure. I think you're riding with me, DK, right? I've got you and my car. You and
yeah,
okay.
That was my understanding. So.
Yeah. We're on the same page. Same page.
That's been the arrangement since like day one. Even I knew that.
Yeah, but I did promise my car to a lot of people, and then have had to say, "Oh, actually, nah."
But I am on the original list.
You're on the
so
OG
I'm
list.
cool.
Yeah. We're gonna do travel pods, so I need you in my car.
Okay, so he's putting me to work in exchange for,
Of course.
for taking a ride in the car.
Yeah. I'm going to leash your body out, and then we're also going to do a podcast.
It's just like being in America.
Yeah, exactly right. You get it. Where we doing Potu lunch in Taupo with everyone, or just each your own? We'll probably do lunch. I mean, that sort of stuff we can figure out while we're down there. Like Taupo has like a bunch of options and stuff. There are. We still need to. You should, Jen. You should come with. We still need to sort out the final like kind of activities we're gonna do during the day. At this point, I've put out the time that we're going to Hobbiton on the way down to the accommodation. If you're coming to Hobbiton with us, it is the Sunday 1:40 p.m. tour, and yeah. So if you haven't booked already, book it yourself. I figured that was the easiest way to do it. Yeah, we could have got a 10% discount if I had paid for everyone in advance, but I don't want to do that. So, go assist yourselves. Yeah, exactly right, Jen.
Am I still jealous? Yeah, I'm still jealous.
Ain't too late.
Just gonna throw that out there.
It's not too late.
Still
We're gonna
jealous.
get you.
So why don't we talk typical temperatures and clothing discussion for people traveling from the northern hemisphere? Since, quick reminder for everybody, it'll be winter there, not summer. So
Yes,
plan accordingly. Mild winters, as I understand. But...
Yeah, unless you're Beans, who will wear shorts. Yeah, exactly right. Shorts regardless.
Yep.
You want to bring some warmish clothes. The temperatures in Auckland don't really drop too low at the moment. It's getting to around I think the low last night was 7 degrees Celsius.
It's 45 Fahrenheit
Right.
for Americans.
Right. Down the Central Plateau, it can get to around about that 35 degree Fahrenheit. Around freezing.
So close to freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is
low
where the
low
ski
temperatures,
fields
like overnight temperatures.
overnight temperatures. Yeah, it can get cold during the day. But if it's sunny, it should be it'll be chilly, but it'll be warm, so we should be sweet. Out at the beach doesn't get quite that low. I think sort of kind of like high 30s, low 40s for you Americans.
So it'll feel downright balmy to the Loveland players.
Yeah, exactly right. You guys have crazy weather swings, so you guys should be sweet. Still in shorts, what are you talking about? Will Sneak be up to a 3-inch inseam? That's a question for him and his python. You're willing to do basic strapping, massage stuff, and other physio things at the tournament. You'll be charging a little bit for it, though. That's awesome. So for those who don't know, Know-It-All is a qualified physiotherapist, not just a creepy dude who's willing to give you a massage for a little bit of money.
So how much do I have to pay you to give a bad massage to the other team that will disable them before a key match?
Again, I saw Tucker's message out of the corner of my eye. I was like, what the hell's a 67? I've not done one of those.
If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Yeah. Dark side of that's again, that's up to Dark. Exactly right. So bring a jacket. It does rain here. But yeah, you shouldn't be too cold. It
obviously rains because your arena was the recipient of a lot of that water.
Yeah.
I, as much as I was looking forward to playing the underwater Mario level version of Nats, I'm glad that you got everything fixed up.
Oh, that's Alex Kidd. Right, what else? You haven't decided yet? Well, that's really awesome. Not all, like, I'm sure there are plenty of old, tired men that will love to get your hands all over them.
This is not helping.
Define old, you and up.
You end up.
You and up. You mainly a hospital-based physio doing a lot of rehab stuff. Like, honestly, that's better than the the only other massage that I've heard of being dealt out at laser tag tournaments was was tied to a cult. So so you're definitely a step up. You're 33. Nah, because you look like an old man. You, in my mind, you've always been older than me. I don't know what it is. I think you shout your way to the grave. Right. What else?
I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty good high level overview for all the things that are coming up. As far as the trip.
So let's very quickly talk about the end of the trip, because I have still had people ask me what's happening at the end of the trip. So, so aside from the road trip down and the staying and stuff down there, the only thing that I had planned for the way back up to Auckland was the detour through Taupo. That trip, the distance between Taupo and Auckland is about 4 hours drive. So depending on what time of the afternoon we leave there after we've done stuff, will depend on what time you get back to Auckland. I have nothing else planned as of yet for those final days, the Thursday, Friday, and in some cases Saturday for people. One of those days I'd like to sort of bum around Auckland City a little bit. Maybe we'll go to Holy Moly, which is the mini golf / bar that they have in town. There are heaps of things. New Zealand's very few animals that want to kill you.
We have 2 additional Laserforce sites we need to visit. So
in
there's
Auckland,
that.
That's true.
Yeah.
So we can organize some general play. I think Friday nights they do like the all you can eat kind of night over at Botany ice skating rink. So for those of us who are still in the country on the Friday night, we could go play over there then.
Nice.
If we are back and during the day the game oversight is open, that's probably the best time for us to go over there actually and play is during the day, because they close at dumb early times, like 6 p.m. during the week, which is fucking stupid. But we could organize like a group session to go and play some Space Marines over there as well. Both sites have Space Marines. We can play Space Marines at both sites.
Sick.
Nice.
You can do things. There are like if you like ideas on what sort of stuff you could do, let me know. But there is like a thing called the Spirit of Adventure sail tour, which is basically you go on like an old sail ship and sail around the Auckland harbour. Apparently that's friggin' awesome. I wouldn't mind doing something like that with a crew. We one thing I was starting to say, we haven't worked out the other activities for when we're away. I'm going to message over this week the other stuff that's on the cards, stuff like the luge, the Zorb, the Redwoods tour, the Glowworm caves,
the rafting.
Rafting if people want to do it. There's
and the Hellgate, right?
Hellgate tour. There's multicultural like dinner experience, which is a long one, but like would be awesome to do. I'd love to do that. Will Glowworms be open? Should be open. They open in the winter. They're all like water activities, so cold. I forgot to say at the start, which is pretty important. There's no COVID restrictions to get into New Zealand at the moment. But if you do get COVID on your travels over, then self-isolation is requested but not mandatory. Please don't give other people COVID if you get COVID. Don't need a vax card. Don't need to
Don't be the source of Kiwi AIDS for this tournament.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Jen. I'll add you to the conversation. You can could be in there. Still keen to go mountain biking. That's a possibility. Especially down like around that kind of area. But people like I'll put
Aren't
out
your ribs not even healed yet, Ducky? You're talking about mountain biking now.
They'll be healed by the time he travels. It'll be fine.
Essentially, there's a lot of things that I want to do, and like I'll pretty much like put up the times that I think that we should go do it. And like we'll make a call on group activities. If you don't want to do any of the activities, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want when you're down there. We'll probably see everyone during the evenings and stuff, and we have meals and shit together. But pretty much like you don't have to do anything, but everyone's invited to do everything. So if you've got the budget for it, come and hang out and have a rad holiday. It's gonna be so good.
Even if you don't have the budget, go into debt. You only do this once, probably.
We don't give financial advice here on the Resupply Podcast.
It's a lot of things we don't do on this podcast.
Nope, wouldn't dream of it.
Yeah. Wiper has a BMX and mountain bike track. Ooh. There's also one out in Woodhill, which is just north of Auckland. Actually, Ducky, Google Woodhill Forest, Auckland, because they have that's where there's a massive disc golf course, which if you're keen, me and Stu are going to go play out there at some point if you want to come with. It's a little more advanced of a course, so like I wouldn't recommend it for people who are just starting, but if people want to come hang out, you're more than welcome to. But they also have massive mountain biking trails and stuff out there, so it's a pretty dope spot.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's like
The
everything
things
I can think of.
Seems
I mean,
pretty extensive.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty large amount of ground that we've covered for people making this trip. As far as like if you haven't, maybe these are things you haven't thought about. Hopefully, like the really big parts, people have already thought about and taken care of. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely a good overview. And again, I mean, if you're making this trip, you're going to be around a lot of people that are familiar with the area and really do want you to have a good time, because New Zealand's a great country to be in, and people kind of like to show it off. So yeah, I think
I love being host. I love playing host to people in my town. If there's anything that you want to do while you're here that we haven't talked about, like if you want to get a tattoo or like piercing.
Wow.
That escalated quickly.
Okay, we'll go for that.
I've already been contacted about tattoos from people. So if you want to do any of that kind of stuff, let me know, because I have a fairly good understanding of what there is to do here, and
You're people who know people.
Yeah, where the best place to do it is to get it done. Is there a place to rent discs for golf? No, actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to reach out to a local disc shop here, because you will need discs in order to play the disc golf tournament before the Space Marines tournament. I only have so many discs. What I might do is reach out and see if we can get some discounted starter kits, because if we could get them for relatively cheap, like $30 or $40, discs. That'll give you like three different discs, a putter, a mid-range, and a driver, which you then can like take home with you. The starter pack that I got a New Zealand brand of discs, so they have native bird names and Maori pattern designs on the discs. So they're pretty rad, and for those who actually like, I kind of like this game, take them home with you and keep playing. DK.
Yep.
You can take it your kakapo anywhere.
Oh my god.
You said they were New Zealand bird names.
That caught me off guard so bad.
Well played,
You didn't
bro.
think I knew
Well
New Zealand
played.
wildlife,
That
right?
was
That's why you were
amazing.
taken off guard?
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Exactly. Fuck, that's funny. Take out your kakapo anyway. Right. Is there anything else you guys? Yeah. Just ask questions. If you're unsure about anything, contact me. I'll help you as best as I can. Even if that help is, why aren't you googling this? But for the most part, I can help you with most things. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about before we skedaddle for the day?
Hot take, Diablo 4 is underwhelming so far. There, I said it.
You're the only person.
Oh, you
I
meant
know who
podcast
said
related,
that.
okay.
Okay.
No, cool. All right. Well, look, I'm away, like I said, this week, so there won't be any streams during the week. Steve, you should make a YouTube video of the disc golf tournament you'll be doing with everyone. So I think the idea will be if we have people who want to hang out for the day but don't necessarily want to play, because I know that there are some of those people, I'm going to ask if they wouldn't mind filming. Yeah. If we can get like two cameras going, somebody on the like drive cam and somebody on the like catch cam, then that'll be pretty sweet. We'll if somebody films it, I'll cut it together and I'll post like a recap of the tournament. Should be sweet.
Nice.
No pods during the week this week, but we will. Yeah, that's right, Jen. We will be back next week with the Resupply Podcast. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Like I said, if you've got any questions, please send me a message. I can't wait to see you all. I'm so excited. I'm so very, very excited. It's gonna be great. Dan.
Fuck off.
But for this week, I've been Guy Next Door.
I've been DK.
And I've been Than.
Always remember to buy travel insurance, kids. We will see you all next week. Ka kite anō. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I've been throwing daggers All these places I wanna